another commitment, as is Trustee Taylor, and Trustee Rosenberg is appearing virtually. We all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I believe the only presentation tonight is the Friends of the Dobbs Ferry Seniors. Who's speaking? You're right up. Our former Deputy Mayor, Donna Cassell, and our former Mayor, Hartley Connett.
Yes, hi, thank you, and thank you for rearranging the schedule to fit us in on this meeting. Really appreciate it. I am here with Hartley Connett and actually Ron DeRusso. We're introducing, actually, Friends of the Dobbs Ferry Seniors. It is a new grassroots organization created to aid our community's senior citizens. Seniors are 15% of Dobbs Ferry's population and are essential members of our community. Unfortunately, resources are becoming scarcer. And with the after effects of COVID restrictions, our seniors are now more at risk to the mental and physical impacts of social isolation and loneliness. The purpose of Friends of Dobbs Ferry Seniors, a 501c3, is to help raise funding for programs that will engage seniors in meaningful activities to enhance a senior's sense of purpose, improving their well-being, and helping them to live longer and more productive lives. And now Hartley will take over. Okay.
Thank you, Donna. It's great to be back. Madam Deputy Mayor, trustees, thank you very much for giving Donna and I some time. We're, I think, here on a feel-good mission. We're not asking for anything. We're here for the benefit of the board, to give the board and members of the community in attendance and those who are tuning in some more information about a group and initiative that Donna explained, Friends of Dobbs Ferry Seniors, that is formed, and essentially will be seeking additional funding from individuals, groups within the community, to help support the seniors program. I want to stop there and say that the village already does a tremendous amount for the seniors, and you all know firsthand, and Don and I know firsthand how much the village does for the seniors program, and anybody who's been down to the senior center knows what goes on there every day. It's incredible. But the fact is, as Donna explained, the population in Dobbs Ferry and everywhere in this country is getting older. Resources are getting harder and scarcer, and costs are going up. So Friends of the Dobbs Ferry Seniors is seeking basically to try to bring more to help. The specific areas, and I'm really going to just kind of, I can swing through. It's kind of hard to see, but and it kind of reads in the mission statement that we're a community organization that wants to provide programs, equipment, and materials to enrich and support fuller lives for senior citizens, broadly in the areas of recreation, education, and advocacy. But I want to go back to the first page because pictures speak more than words and better than words sometimes. And to explain more of the specifics, lower left, Chief Guevara in front of the seniors, a group of seniors, talking about safety issues in the village, what seniors could be concerned about, or concerns that seniors might have about anything. I think in this case it was about parking, but you know, it gets beyond that. It gets into public safety. The next week it could be a healthcare specialist to talk to the seniors about changes in Medicare or healthcare programs or things that they need to be aware of that as they're getting older. Technology is also a big area. You know, my phone here, I'm pretty good at technology, but I've got it turned up to the highest font, and you know, pretty soon that's not going to be even good enough. But it's really difficult for seniors to sort of navigate in today's world with you know, technology being what it is. And I mean, one of the ideas there is to help the seniors with technology, maybe a little computer center, things like that would be a good idea. Middle page, social events, so important. You've all been to them. You know how important it is to the seniors. You know, again, you don't need a study or statistics to tell you that a senior at home alone is a really, really tough life, a tough thing, and things deteriorate quickly. So socialization is really important. Having more social programs, trips. They used to go on trips. Trips are harder to do now. They cost a lot more. The logistics are a lot harder. So this group wants to try to help to bring that back, trips to museums and trips to do more shopping and to go out to the theater, things like that, which would really be helpful. And then this picture here, lower right, is intergenerational programs. There's nothing better than to see kids from the Dobbs Ferry Middle School, Dobbs Ferry High School, Mercy College kids, kids from Children's Village, kids from St. Chris, interacting with the seniors in various programs and doing more than that. Not only do the seniors get a tremendous amount out of that, the kids get an amazing amount of what they learn and what they experience. So those are the type of specific programs that this group wants to try to help do more of. Who are we? The team. Well, you're meeting some of us tonight, Donna and myself. Ron DeRusso, longtime resident of the village, is a member of the board. He's done a tremendous amount of work helping to set up a website. We're going to give information about where you can go and see that website, sending up bank accounts so that we can start getting involved in funding activities. Ron has given back to the community in so many ways, and he's a tremendous asset to have on the team. Vic Golio, someone you know, couldn't be here tonight. Lifelong resident of Dobbs Ferry. Family goes back a number of generations in this village, has given back himself, knows a lot about seniors, and has a lot of senior members of his own family in the community that give back a lot. Kathy Kay, another name that you'll recognize, actually was former senior advocate, a member of the recreational team, so knows a lot about the issues that are facing seniors, and is really excited about. And this is just about giving back. We want to give back and help where we can. Charlene Indelicato is a member of our board in an advisory capacity. You know Charlene. She helped us. She was invaluable in helping us set up the 501c properly. And she'll know how to coordinate, how we should be coordinating with the village and do that in the best possible way. So that's basically the team. We are definitely borrowing from friends of. You're all aware of the success that friends of organizations have had in this community. And if we can have half the success that those types of organizations have done and contributed, it'll be tremendous. That's definitely something that we're borrowing from. We'll be starting a letter campaign and some other activities coming up. So. There is a website, as I said, that's been set up, and that's the information for those watching, if you can write it down or tuning in. DODFS, friendsofdobbsferryseniors.org. There's a good amount of information there, and if you'd like to contact us, friendsoftheseniors@gmail.com. I also want to mention that we're looking for volunteers, looking for members. Ellen Tessitore and Stephanie Natali, we have our members now, but we'll take anybody who wants to help and help us in this cause. So that would be great. And again, I want to thank you, Board of Trustees, for your time. I think Donna wants to tell you a little bit about your effort, and thanks for everything you're doing for the village. Appreciate it.
I'm going to let the money thing. At the site, you can volunteer. Go to the website, you can volunteer. You can also make donations there. And we are also planning our first introductory fundraiser meet and greet on June 27th at Hudson Social, and we'll be sending out flyers and information about that. Thank you.
Thank you both, and everyone who started the Friends of the Dobbs Ferry Seniors, because it's a yeoman's task to start and run a not-for-profit, and the village will certainly benefit from all your efforts, as will all of our seniors. So thank you. Okay.
Well, you started by saying that you're not looking to the village to contribute anything, but I think we're all very happy and willing to do what we can when we can, and so we'd like to hear from you regularly in whatever way is, easiest. If there are ways that where we can make an impact, then.
Village, free money or donations, obviously have to be accepted by the village. Certainly, and we also want to work with other organizations in the village. We want to partner with other not-for-profits in the area. So, the more. The
Yeah, thanks for that, Mike. We'll definitely be in close communication. We'll need to be in close communication to coordinate it, and there will be things that the village and you as trustees will need to approve along the way as well. So we'll be
Or
in close
even
contact.
just help, spread the word or reach out or, communicate with other groups. We're all liaisons to various groups and they have plenty of resources and they're often not connected with one another, so.
And also, I can follow up with you, but just to make sure that June 3rd, the Phoenicia Flea at the waterfront and this event that we just approved for Saturday, July 1st for the Love Downtown Dobbs Day, those would both be opportunities for you all to table, have a little table and kind of hand out information about what you're doing if that timing works out. So.
Doing banners, and so we can do things like that. We can take advantage of
That's
things.
great, yeah.
If we're allowed to, yeah. That's also-
Absolutely. Fairy Festa. Yeah, and, we'll use our channels, our communications channels to spread the word as well. So thanks for all your work.
Courtesy of the floor, is there anyone here to speak on courtesy of the floor? I didn't call on you, but okay, Patty.
So Patty Steinschneider here with two hats on, literally one, but two. First, I want to remind everyone that this Saturday from 3 to 5, we're going to have the Dirt Fest for the Sustainability Task Force down at the waterfront.
Saturday?
Yeah, it's the 29th, Saturday. So we're hoping to do it at the waterfront. We are hearing that it's going to be rainy, so we're trying to come up with some alternatives for that. Hopefully we can make something work, but handing out dirt, I think could be, if it was drizzly, the better dirt, kind of. So that's one thing.
Yeah, the indoor dirt this is the season for it too.
The second is to thank, actually, Jess and Trustee Kellen and Kendra and everyone for really seeing how to make this work better with the way the chamber was proposing things and village is proposing things, and it was just very, very effortless to get everybody on the same page and all make it much, much better. I think it's going to be better for the village, and it's nice when you see that happening.
That's great.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you much.
Anyone else that wants to speak at courtesy of the floor? Is there anyone online? Okay, so we can move to the resolutions. And the first resolutions to consider a resolution for the adoption of the 2023-2024 village budget. I think at our last meeting, we had the public hearing. We're very lucky to have a very good treasury department who always helps us with getting it to a balanced budget. And I think Richard was also very instrumental in helping us get there and keeping us under the tax cap. And I know us as a board and the residents will all benefit from having such a responsible and fiscally balanced budget for the coming year. I don't know if there's anything Jeff or Richard want to say.
I just will jump in and say that I thank Jeff and the Treasurer's Office for all the hard work that they do, not just on the budget, but every day. Very good partner here in the village. And of course, totally thank the board for all of its support and all the programs that we do. And I think we presented a budget that the citizens can be proud of and the businesses as well. Thank you.
I guess I should also say, because Vinny told me to make sure I mentioned that we kept it under the tax cap for another year in a row, so.
Absolutely. Just do want to thank the board for the help this year and the contributions, and the department heads as well. They did a lot of work on this budget this year.
Yeah. Okay, so what did she tell me to do? Consider a resolution for the adoption of the 2023-2024 village budget. Now therefore be it resolved that the tentative budget as hereinafter set forth is hereby adopted, and that the several amounts stated in the column titled Adopted in Schedule 1, together with the amounts set forth as required for the payment of principal of and interest in indebtedness, be and are hereby appropriated for the objects and proposed specified, and the salaries and wages stated in Schedule 5 of such budget shall be and are hereby fixed at the amounts shown therein, except for personnel whose salaries are being negotiated or being considered by the Board of Trustees effective as of the first pay period payable in June 2023, and be it further resolved that a tax rate of $6.93 per thousand of assessment be levied and assessed on each and every dollar of taxable property, real and special franchise within the village. And resolved that the clerk send out tax bills for the above-mentioned taxes to all property owners of record at their last known address. Is there a motion to approve the resolution for the adoption of the 2023-2024 village budget and to set the tax rate at $6.933154 per thousand of assessment? Trustee Rosen Asher and Trustee Rosenberg, all in favor? Unanimous. Item number 2 is to consider a resolution to authorize the interim village administrator to execute and submit the annual MS4 stormwater report to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Richard, do you want to say something quickly?
Sure, just quickly, this is an annual requirement of the state of New York through the DEC, basically to ensure that your stormwater runoff system is running properly and that the systems are not intermixing with other systems that should not be part of that. And they also keep a inventory of all of your catch basins and all of your internal system. It's prepared by a professional engineer, the village's consulting engineer, and submitted to the state of New York.
And that report states that, what? There's a lot of,
Yeah, I mean, they have to go through and ensure that the inventory is intact and that they meet all New York State requirements.
and it does. Okay. There's no summary. I mean,
No.
It's always, it's a pretty technical report. but,
yeah,
yes,
like
it's
never
a-
gonna
It's
get.
an annual report, yes.
Like we do every year. Okay, so resolution of the Board of Trustees, the Village of Dobbs Ferry authorizing the village administrator to execute and submit the annual MS4 stormwater report to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Now therefore be it resolved that the Village of Dobbs Ferry Board of Trustee hereby authorizes the village administrator to execute the stormwater report and submit it to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as stated? Trustee Galen, Trustee Rosen Asher, all in favor? Unanimous. Resolution adopted. Okay, the next item is to consider a resolution declaring April 28th, 2023 as Arbor Day in the Village of Dobbs Ferry. Not sure that really needs any specific explanation.
Celebration of trees.
But I will say I learned something new in reading the resolution, that whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees, and whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and board of trustees of the Village of Dobbs Ferry declare Friday, April 28th, 2023 as Arbor Day in the Village of Dobbs Ferry, and we urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution declaring April 28th, 2023 as Arbor Day in the Village of Dobbs Ferry? Trustee Patino, second trustee Rosenberg, all in favor? The resolution's adopted. The next item is to consider a resolution to authorize the village administrator to execute a public-private partnership agreement with the Jazz Farm Arts in connection with the 2023 Dobbs Ferry Summer Music Series. This is obviously something we talked about in the workshop and something that Dobbs Ferry has done for close to 20 years, if not longer than 20 years, and it's a widely attended and beloved event in the village. don't know if there's anything anyone else wants to say. Be it resolved that the village administrator is hereby authorized to enter into a public-private partnership agreement in the form and substance acceptable to the village attorney with Jazz Forum Arts, 1 Dixon Lane, Tarrytown, for professional services to produce the 2023 Dobbs Ferry Music Series at Waterfront Park. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution to authorize the village administrator to execute a public-private partnership agreement with Jazz Forum Arts in connection with the 2023 Dobbs Ferry Summer Music Series? Trustee Rosen Asher, trustee Gallen, all in favor? The resolution's adopted. Next is to consider a resolution to authorize the 12th Annual Riverkeeper Sweep on Saturday, May 6th, 2023 at the Dobbs Ferry Water Park from 3 to 5. I know that this says 3 to 5, but somebody reached out to say that it's actually from 3:30 to 5 on May 6th. Okay. So be it resolved that the Village of Dobbs Ferry Board of Trustee hereby authorizes the 12th Annual Riverkeeper Sweep on Saturday, May 6, 2023 at the Dobbs Ferry Waterfront Park from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution to authorize the 12th Annual Riverkeep Sweep on Saturday, May 6th? Trustee Patino, second trustee Gallen, all in favor? Unanimous, the resolution is adopted. Next resolution is to consider a resolution authorizing the interim village administrator to sign and execute the high visibility campaign agreement with Westchester County for the period of October 1st, 2022 to September 30th, 2023. I feel like we talked about this at our last workshop. Do you want to say anything, Richard or Laura Lee?
You did, and this is a cooperative event that occurs each year, the high visibility to, in terms of reducing DWIs.
It's obviously a, worthwhile effort. So now therefore be it resolved that the Dobbs Ferry Board of Trustees authorizes the village administrator to execute the 1-year high visibility campaign agreement with Westchester County Stop DWI, and be it further resolved that the amount of reimbursement will not exceed $10,000. And be it further resolved that the contract shall be subject to the review of the village administrator and the village attorney. And be it further resolved that the village of Dobbs Ferry shall take all necessary steps to effectuate the intent of this resolution, and that the resolution shall take effect immediately. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing the interim village administrator to sign and execute the high visibility campaign agreement for the period October 1st, 2022 to September 30th, 2023? Trustee Rosenberg, second trustee Gallen, all in favor? Passes unanimously, resolution adopted. Consider a resolution authorizing the temporary closure and traffic diversion between 303 Broadway and 115 Broadway on April 30th, 2023 for a new tourist scroll parade. And we also talked about this at the last thing. I think the Chabad has a new Torah that it's accepting, and this is going to be their parade and marching of the Torah from one location into the Chabad, correct? I don't know if there's anything else to add, but I just assume that it's in the newsletter where the street closure is, so people know that for Sunday. If not, we should probably send a notice out. Now therefore be it resolved that the Dobbs Ferry Board of Trustees authorizes the temporary closure of Broadway and above affected route of travel during the time of the celebration, and be it further resolved that the village of Dobbs Ferry shall take all necessary steps to effectuate the intent of this resolution, and the resolution shall take effect immediately. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution authorizing temporary closure and traffic diversion between 303 Broadway and 115 Broadway on April 30th? Trustee Gallen, second trustee Patino, all in favor? Everyone, resolution's adopted. Consider a resolution adopting a home rule request asking the state legislature to adopt Assembly Bill number A6492. I think 9 is to consider a resolution adopting a home rule request asking the state legislature to adopt Senate Bill number S4715, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, okay.
But the number was updated to S4714. 5A because the state had the incorrect information on the dates of employment, and they've corrected that information and renumbered the bill. So Laura Lee, do you want to explain this?
Sure. In the not-too-distant past, a mistake was made enrolling a former police officer in an incorrect retirement fund. And as a result of the mistake, we have to bring a home rule resolution to reopen that particular fund in order to properly enroll this officer as the officer who is now employed by the state of Westchester is reaching the point of retirement, and this is to correct the mistake that happened. It also mirrors two home rule messages taken by the village in furtherance of that same mistake that was made at the time those officers retired. So hopefully this now clears up all the mistakes having been made in the past.
Hopefully. Okay, so with respect to item number 8, is there, be resolved that the Board of Trustees does hereby adopt a home rule request asking the state legislature to adopt Assembly Bill number A-6492 entitled "An Act to Authorize the Village of Dobbs Ferry to Offer an Optional 20-Year Retirement Plan to a Certain Police Officer Formerly Employed by such village. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution adopting a home rule request asking the state legislature to adopt Assembly Bill number A-6492? Trustee Rosen Asher, Trustee Galen, all in favor? It's unanimous, adopted. With respect to item number 9, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees does hereby adopt a home rule request asking the state legislature to adopt Senate Bill number S-4715A entitled "An Act to Authorize the Village of Dobbs Ferry to Offer an Optional 20-Year Retirement Plan to a Certain Police Officer Formerly Employed by such village." Is there a motion to adopt the resolution adopting a home rule request asking the state legislature to adopt Senate Bill number S-4715A? Trustee Rosen Asher, second trustee Patino, all in favor? It's unanimous. Item number 10, consider a resolution approving the audit of claims as submitted and recommended by the village treasurer. Any comments, Jeff?
It's just a normal claims audit, unless there's any question.
Okay. Therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Dobbs Ferry does hereby approve claims audit number 2 of April 2023 as presented by the village treasurer. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution to approve payment of claims audit number 2 for April 2023 as submitted and recommended by the village treasurer? Trustee Rosenberg, Trustee Patino, all in favor? Unanimous, the resolution is adopted. On those 8 and 9, Liz, I have to say more about our resolution, or it was fine just to say what I read the portion that I did?
Great.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we don't, because there's more to it. Okay, consider a resolution, item number 11, consider a resolution to voluntarily recognize Local 456 IBT as the collective bargaining unit for specific job titles. Does anyone want to provide any context? Laura Lee, Richard?
They received a request from the existing bargaining unit to start a new bargaining unit with these titles. It would be separate and apart from your current union. And as a result of the request and discussions between Labor Council and the Unions Council, they have agreed, the village will be agreeing to recognize that the Local 456 IBT will be the correct and recognized bargaining unit to represent all employees of the village in the titles as listed in the resolution.
Anyone have anything you want to say or add? Whereas Local 456 IBT has requested representation as collective bargaining agent on behalf of the following village titles: Assistant Building Inspector, Court Clerk, Deputy Village Treasurer, Fire Inspector, Recreation Assistant, Senior Account Clerk, Senior Office Assistant, Automated Systems, and excluding all other titles. Whereas the board has determined the majority of the employees in these titles have designated Local 456 IBT as their agent for collective bargaining, And whereas the board has decided to voluntarily recognize Local 456 IBT as the collective bargaining agent for these employees as part of that union, now therefore be it resolved that subject to the statutorily required posting and notice periods and challenged by another proposed collective bargaining agent meeting all statutorily mandated criteria for recognition, the board recognizes Local 456 IBT as the collective bargaining agent for all village employees in the following titles: Assistant Building Inspector, Court Clerk, Deputy Village Treasurer, Fire Inspector, Recreation Assistant, Senior Account Clerk, Senior Office Assistant, Automated Systems, and excluding all other titles. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution to voluntarily recognize Local 456 IBT as the collective bargaining unit for specific job titles? Trustee Gallon, second trustee Pizzino, all in favor? It's unanimous. The resolution's adopted. And then we have to add a couple of items to the agenda. So I have to take a motion to add the item before we discuss it.
Madam Clerk, would you like them to take a motion to add the items to the agenda before discussing?
I would love that.
All right, so I ask for a motion to add to the agenda resolution, to consider a resolution to accept the donation of a bench for the waterfront park, and also an item to consider a resolution appointing Teresa Watson as court clerk, full-time competitive contingent effective on May 1st, 2023 for an annual salary of $59,164.20. Have a motion? Trustee Patino, seconded. Trustee Gallon, all in favor? The items have been added to the agenda. We'll take up the first added one, which is consider a resolution to accept the donation of a bench for Waterfront Park. I don't remember if it was at our last meeting we discussed this. So this is just cleaning up that we didn't do a resolution last time, Laura Lee?
Yes, I believe it was discussed during your workshop, so you wanted to put it on for tonight to accept the donation officially.
Okay. And whereas Mr. Mark Stern, and I'm probably not going to say this correctly, so I apologize, Hui Ju Stern, have offered to donate $2,855 to the Village of Dobbs Ferry for the replacement and installation of a Victor Stanley bench at Waterfront Park. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees gratefully acknowledges the generosity of Mr. and Mrs. Stern and hereby conveys its gratitude for the donation of $2,855 for a new bench at Waterfront Park. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution to accept the donation of a bench for Waterfront Park? This is Trustee Rosenberg, second Trustee Rosen Asher, all in favor? That's everyone. Unanimous, and the resolution is adopted. Is that you guys? Do you want to say something, or? Okay.
Mayor, Deputy Mayor, Board of Trustees, Village Clerk, also Senator's Cousin's office worked very hard on this. I was in contact with fine young gentlemen there, keeping me advised of everything that was going on. Thank you for the service. Thank you for everything. I really appreciate that. Family appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sorry if I mispronounced your name.
Anything from me?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's a million
Have a good
dollars.
night.
Yeah, figured. Okay. It was approved?
Yeah.
Yeah, we adopted it, right? Consider a resolution appointing Teresa Watson as court clerk, full-time competitive contingent, effective on May 1st, 2023, for an annual salary of $59,164.20. You guys want to say anything? So it's resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby appoints Teresa Watson as court clerk, full-time competitive contingent, effective May 1st, 2023, for an annual salary of $59,164.20. Is there a motion to adopt that resolution? Trustee Gallon, second Trustee Rosen Asher, all in favor? It's unanimous, it's adopted, and I believe Ms. Watson is here with us. You want to come up and say a few words? Welcome to village employment. I believe that Liz will contact you, our village clerk, to swear you in at her office. Is that correct, Liz?
Yes, correct.
All right, so that's everything for the agenda. So then we have trustee liaison reports and announcements. So trustee Rosen Asher.
We had a very good cleanup day with the beautification committee. There was a whole bunch of volunteers who cleaned up on the aqueduct, who cleaned up down Cedar and Main Street and the parks. And I want to thank everybody who participated in there. It was a little chilly, especially in the morning. But so many people came out, including Boy Scout troops, and it was just wonderful to see the effort. So it was a wonderful intergenerational event, and I thank the beautification committee, which is a small but mighty group of people who are very dedicated. The Human Rights and Diversity Committee continues to put together lots of really fabulous information that we share on our Facebook posts and get shared in the newsletter. I urge everybody to look. They too, a small and mighty committee of very dedicated folks, and we thank all of the volunteers who give of their time and their expertise to the village, because it's very much appreciated.
Trustee Patino.
The CAB is working to have Chauncey Park dedicated to the Village of Dobbs Ferry, be an official park. We are getting closer and closer each time we think we're there. Some state or county agency throws another flaming hoop to jump through, but we are getting through what I believe will be one of the last ones. So we're making progress on that. They're making progress on that.
That's been going on for quite a long time.
Yeah, I think we are quite close. There's been some coordination with the CAB, Planning Board, the Building Department on the new tree code. I think there's some either lack of information out there or intentional defiance. It's hard to say, but seems to be a lot of instances of trees being cut down without permits. And, I don't want to accuse anyone of the latter, although when these things happen on weekends, it seems like it may well be the latter. So I urge everyone that if you do have a tree, avoid the now substantial penalty fine for cutting it down without permit. Go to the tree commission, get it done properly, provide a replanting plan, and when in doubt, leave the tree if possible. The planning board, I have nothing to report on, and tree commission, I think I covered it. So.
I would say it might help to put in the mayor's newsletter that there is a tree permit requirement to remove a tree, because I will tell you, I think I was on the board and I didn't know there was a tree permit and I removed a tree. So a lot of people just don't know, so it's not a bad idea to put it out to the public in one of the newsletters.
Yeah, maybe, Margaret, I can send you some bullet points, or just a short paragraph to add to the next letter.
Yeah, the folks doing the cutting tend to know, and that's why they suggest weekends, I think.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot, it's understandable that a resident might not know that, but I think the practicing arborists in the village who are generally not from some place that is so far away from Dobbs Ferry, they don't understand that. The arborists understand that, tree companies understand that. I think there's just, there's reluctance to accept it.
Trustee Gallen, any reports?
Sure. The downtown committee is continuing to facilitate information sessions for folks to get their Park Mobile loaded up on their phones in anticipation of the May 1 turning on of the Park Mobile system, so that folks can feel comfortable using the new app when parking in the downtown. So I want to thank the members of the downtown committee who've contributed significant time to not only developing those curricula and working very closely with Chief Guevara on that, but also continuing to do implementation. So thanks to Ed in particular, who's taken a lot of the lead on that, or one of our co-chairs. They have 2 info sessions coming up, one at the Embassy Center at the Seniors PBA Pizza Party tomorrow from 12 to 1, and then also at the Sustainability Committee's Dirt Fest on Saturday, the 29th, from 3 to 5. And they're also really excited to support wayfinding efforts and efforts to get the word out about the bike racks whenever they get installed in downtown. We're also working on some public art projects. One is exploring options for adding a pride presence on the wall at the Cedar and Main Plaza, moving it off of the street where it's gotten a lot of use and abuse due to traffic and spray painting for utilities, and hopefully giving it a more prominent home there. And also looking at a mural potentially down by the train station, which would be really exciting. And they're also working on getting the word out about the Phoenicia Flea, which is Saturday, June 3rd. I would love to talk about getting that in the newsletter. Amazing. And of course, they're going to be collaborating with the Chamber on the Love Downtown Dobbs event as well as the Dobbs Dine Out with the Rec Department on June 30th and July 1st. And I also will just say, since Trustee Taylor's not here, that we've been having some great conversations with the DPW and the Village Administrator Lyons, with the Sustainable Dobbs, on improving trash collection, trying to get our recyclables up and our organics recycling up and our yard waste up and our garbage down. And it's been a really amazing process seeing all those different groups come together to work on that. And I have no updates from the zoning board.
Trustee Rosenberg, any updates?
Well, there's a traffic committee meeting tomorrow at which we will be talking to 2 potentially new members, and that will be a huge relief to the traffic committee. But other than that, that meeting hasn't happened yet, and there hasn't been any other since my last report. So nothing from me.
I will say
Other than thanks to the nominating committee for 2 traffic committee candidates.
I'll say that on April 15th, we had opening day for the Dobbs Ferry Little League that was well attended, and it premiered the new sod field, which looked amazing. So thanks to everyone in the village, the DPW, and the Little League for donating it. It looks really great, and they could have played on it on Saturday, I think, after the snowstorm, rainstorm that we had on Friday, which is also pretty amazing that they fixed the pitch that much. They will have their first ever, I think, in Dobbs Ferry, unless Stephen Trezza corrects me, on May 12th and 13th will be night games for softball on Friday and baseball on Saturday at Memorial Park, if anyone wants to go out and support the Little League. And we probably should put it in the newsletter, Margaret, because there'll be lights, so like the neighbors should be aware of it just for the weekend. I don't think I have anything else. I guess that's it. Meeting adjourned. Is that all I have to close?
You need a motion.
Oh, I was like, motion to close the public meeting. Trustee Rosenasher, second. Trustee Patino, all in favor. The motion is approved.